This is so fun. He's really captivating, isn't he? I think this is just proving that 2023 for K-pop was just like absolutely outstanding. Hello Claire Bears and Happy New Year! It's Elsie. Welcome to my channel if you are new, and if you are returning, welcome back. I don't know about you, but 2023 has felt like a long year. My best of K-pop 2022 reaction that I did a year ago feels like longer than that. It feels like 18 months ago. But I am back to explore the best K-pop songs of 2023 as determined by 9 different critics and publications. And I've honestly been looking forward to this all year. This year's video is going to be unique compared to some of the other best of videos that I've done because I have heard 10 out of the top 12 songs, which is kind of a bummer. However, I have only seen 4 of the music videos for these 10 songs that I have heard, plus there's some other content that I have to react to as well. So the show will go on, plus in an interesting turn of events, the rankings between the critics this year was pretty split, especially compared to previous years. So I'll get into that. But first, I'm going to explain my methodology for the uninitiated on how I got to the best K-pop songs of 2023. It's the same methodology as usual if you would like to skip that part and you've already seen some of my previous videos on this. Then after that, I'm going to be reacting to the top 12 songs of the year in reverse order in 3 parts. So songs 12 to 9 in this video, 8 to 4 in part 2, and then 3 to 1 in part 3. I have to break it up into 3 parts because of some weird copyright rules that blocked the videos that I tried to upload last year. It's a long story, so I won't explain it, just trust me. Then lastly, as I go, I'm only going to be reacting to the content that I haven't heard or seen before. And in the case where I have heard and seen everything around a particular song, I will provide some thoughts on those songs. Then I'll also be providing my own rankings of the top 12 as we go. So got all that? If you like this kind of year-end content, you're in luck because I have several other videos that are going to be coming out, including an album review video, my top 50 K-pop songs of 2023, and then also reacting to some of your picks for the best songs of 2023. But in the meantime, this intro has gone on far too long, so let's get into the video. But before we do, please don't forget to give this video a like if you enjoy it and subscribe to my channel. So to determine what the best K-pop songs of 2023 were, I aggregated the rankings of 9 different online publications, magazines or blogs that either cover music or K-pop specifically. I would have maybe liked to wait a little bit longer to see if any other publications came out with any lists by the end of the year or in early 2024, but pretty much all of my other 2023 recap videos and some other videos as well relied on me getting this video done first. So I kind of had to get a move on. Despite this, I feel like even just a couple articles coming out wouldn't hugely change things, but if for some reason more come out, and they do, maybe I'll do a part 4 of this if there's enough interest. But as of the time of the recording, I've put the 9 publications that I used to put this list together in the description and on the screen if you would like to check those out. Each list ranged from as few as 9 songs all the way to 50. And in the case of the bias list, who made their singles list and their B-sides lists separately, I combined it into one. So you'll see 1 to 40 come up twice in the bias list column because there were only 40 B-sides and there were 50 singles. But there were also 3 of the 9 publications that were on the list that didn't provide any rankings at all. They just provided the songs in no particular order. So to be able to compare apples to oranges here, my first piece of data to create a ranking for each song was 1, how many times did a song show up across all 10 lists? And then 2, what was the average ranking? So in other words, the ranking was first created by the total number of appearances of each song, then by the highest average ranking to break the tie. For example, to break the 3-way tie for the first place song, which all showed up across 5 different lists, the average ranking of each song was used. So since Eve, Psyche, and the Bluebeard's Wife had the highest average critics ranking at 3.3, it also ultimately came first as the best song of the year. Once all 9 lists were tallied, 160 songs appeared, and then a definitive top 12 emerged. If you'd like to see the complete list, I've put the Google Sheet in the description, and I also built both a YouTube playlist and a Spotify playlist if you would like to go stream the top 43 songs, so the only songs that appeared twice or more. So let's now get reacting to the top 12, where I will be enjoying my beverage of the day, which is some Prosecco. Becoming a tradition for these videos now. I'm going to open it facing away from all the electronic equipment. All right, let's open this. Ooh, haha. Hee hee. Hear the bubbles? So to get us started here, it's really interesting because out of the 12 songs on this list, there are only 2 songs that I haven't heard before, and the ones I haven't heard are going to bookend this video series. The number 1 song, and then this song at number 12, which is Roller Coaster by NMIXX. I'm not particularly familiar with NMIXX. I have heard Love Me Like This from them before, particularly because of Changbin baby girling the crap out of that choreography. But as I go through all of these songs, I'll be looking at some of the critics' takes, where for the most part I tried to get a blend of both hearing from all of the different publications and then hearing from the ones that ranked them the highest. So in the case of Roller Coaster, the rankings that did have them were particularly high, where the bias list had them at 45 and then NME had them at 22, but then there were 2 publications that had them on their list without a ranking. So I'm going to check out what Pink Villa had to say, because Pink Villa went off the rails with their rankings. You can see compared to all of the others, there is, a degree of consensus, but then this is the only song in the top 12 that Pink Villa had on their list. So let's hear from them. And their article was kind of like an Instagram story vibe to it. It reminded me of the old slideshow articles from back in the day. So they said, NMIXX's energetic pop anthem takes listeners on a thrilling ride, combining catchy hooks with their infectious energy. So yeah, I assume with a song called Roller Coaster that we're gonna get a lot of energy. There's gonna be some ups and downs. And we're gonna watch the music video for this one, which is interesting because for the still image here, we've got some accents. I only know what they're called in French, like a chapeau or accent circonflexe, and then accent aigu. So in my head, looking at this, the pronunciation is roller coaster, which sounds very fancy, but I imagine that the idea is that it's the up and down of a roller coaster, right? So let's get into Roller Coaster. Salyun, Jiu, Haewon, Lily, Kyujo. Oh, it's happening so fast. Bae and ... Ooh, I like that beat. It's very old school. They look so youthful, Imagine they're a young group. I'll have to look it up after this. Try catching it. Ooh. Oh my gosh, this is reminding me so much of high school. Ooh. I love this beat. Yeah, this is just so nostalgic. Ooh, that was fun, that choreography. Yeah, I don't know why, but it was just this strong trigger of nostalgia in me. And it's been a while, but the high school setting and this 90s house pop song that has just made a huge comeback in K-pop is making me so happy. It's one of my favorite genres of music ever, and one of my favorite groups of all time. Disclosure, pretty much all of their music is in that realm. But you know, it's not just the setting and the music that's nostalgic, but also just their look. Like they look so youthful, you know? How old are they? I feel like with this 4th/5th generation of groups that I am doing the how many of these members could I be their mother challenge. Okay, so not quite, since the oldest member, Lily, was born in 2002. Oh, hey, ENFP, same. Okay, and the youngest is 2006. So I would have been a very, very young teen mom, but technically could be Kyujin's mom. But I'm really loving this trend of groups with younger members really embracing their youth, because I lived through the early 2000s where all of the teen pop stars of that era were sexualized, which, you know, is horrifying in hindsight. But this feels like the NMIXX members are being treated age appropriately, you know, with very minimal makeup and outfits that aren't that far off from a school uniform, you know. Also, I love these platform shoes. I want them. And then finally, the topic of the song also feels youthful and age appropriate, like chemistry. Can't you see the reaction? It feels like a reference to chemistry class in a high school. And no matter what you imagine, you should pay attention. Relatable. Hard to predict where my excitement will bounce towards. I feel like this was written for my fellow ADHD kings and queens. This concept of kind of like a new love or a relationship that's very exciting. There's that like initial thrill. But yeah, super catchy so far. I'm really enjoying this, so let's keep going. Yeah, I'm curious if there are rappers in this group. Oh, that was interesting. It was almost like not a second verse. It kind of just jumped right back into the chorus. Maybe it's like reflecting the unpredictable nature of a roller coaster. Ooh. Like a black hole, it swallows me. Oh, that looks like fun. Ooh, those vocals. This choreography is a lot of fun. And they're killing it. Like, they're making it look easy, but it's probably difficult. So is it all a dream? Man, that was a lot of fun. And kind of like a roller coaster ride that I don't want to get off of. July 3rd, 6 p.m. going up, meet me here. Tell me the answer. Oh. Is this maybe like a clue or a little Easter egg for the next single of theirs? But yeah, really catchy song. I really liked the youthful energy of it, and it made me feel like a part of it and not excluded from it, if that makes sense. It still feels accessible to a decrepit millennial like myself. But yeah, other than what I said during the middle pause, I don't really have much to add, and we'll see how this song stacks up to the rest of the songs as we go through. But next on our list at number 11, we have Standing Next to You by Jungkook, which, like Roller Coaster, also appeared on 4 lists, but had an average ranking of 19.5. So let's see what Sideshow had to say about it. So Jungkook wowed worldwide audiences with his debut solo album Golden. Dripping with charisma, Standing Next to You showcases his vocal range and his newfound signature sensuality. Yeah, it's really interesting that he took that direction, even though in a way I'm kind of not surprised. I've been a BTS fan since 2019. They are really what kickstarted my journey into K-pop. They're my gateway drug, if you will. And it's been such a treat and a pleasure to see how all of the individual individual members have been expressing themselves through their own music, and I feel like that's seen really through this wide genre that they've been releasing. But like Sideshow said, there was just so much charisma that oozes from Jungkook's every pore, and I feel like that was really exemplified in Standing Next to You, with the groovy 70s meets 80s feeling of it, and with his vocal performance as well. It just screams off of the song and the music video as well. If you would like to see my initial reaction to Standing Next to You, you can check that out right here. And that was to the music video. So since I've seen that, I'm going to be reacting to the official Choreography music video, which I have not seen yet. So I don't know how different this is going to be from the music video. It tends to be hit or miss in that sense, how similar it is, but let's check it out. I'm never going to complain about watching more watching more Jungkook and more choreography. This instrumental is just like top notch. Oh my gosh. Did he have that V-neck on for the last? I don't think so. For the music video? Maybe I'm misremembering. But yeah. Lots of tit going on. I'm jealous. And I love his tattoo sleeves so much. If I had any balls, I would get a tattoo sleeve, but I don't. Ooh, so Michael Jackson coded. Oh, and that bass line. Oh, but like. Oh, this is incredible. I have goosebumps. You just like can't take your eyes off of him. And then, you know, outside of performing, he's just this precious little being. The dualities. Ooh, oh, we kind of match. Except, obviously, his looks way better. I can't tell if those are sequins or something else. He just oozes cool. That little shuffle, the kickball change. And I'm always interested by the number of backup dancers. Maybe this is just me, but I feel like the fewer there are, the more pressure there is to perform. Because sometimes when you have like a huge group of dancers, it's so much easier to kind of just wow an audience with all the different things that you can do with so many different people, the formations and the way that they can kind of lift up the performer. But with just 6 backup dancers, I feel like that's way more challenging. So the fact that I'm just so drawn in and locked in on Jungkook really speaks to the quality of the performance, the choreography, and you know, it's also a testament to the backup dancers as well for really propping him up. Because, you know, if it was out of sync or something like that, he might be drawn away for the wrong reasons. I love that suit. I want it. I would wear that every day of the week. Oh, I love this instrumental so much. The horns are incredible. He's just really embodying that MJ essence. Oh, that was so incredible. I could watch an hour more of that. Could you imagine him just dancing nonstop for an hour? I mean, I would watch that, but obviously not at the expense of his personal safety. But yeah, anyone who made a 1 hour loop of this, I would be your first viewer, because I just want to watch that again and again and again and again. And I feel like there's so many things that you'd be able to pick up on when you watch it a second or third or a fourth time. And that's why I kind of wanted to do this retrospective of not just this video, but all the others, because I feel like you see my first time reaction to a song and it's really exciting. But then once you actually get time to absorb it and think about it a little bit more critically, then I feel like I always have other things to say. So incredible stuff from Jungkook. I feel like we all know that he's an absolute superstar, but if there are ever any doubters, they need only watch this performance. So as mentioned in the introduction, as I go, I'm going to be ranking these top 12 songs for myself. So as much as I really did love Roller Coaster, I feel like there's some bias going on for me of being a longtime BTS lover, but also having loved this song for several months now. So I'm going to put Standing Next to You above Roller Coaster. All right, let's now move on to our next song, which is Fast Forward by Jeon Somi. So I don't really know much about Jeon Somi. Wait, what? Oh my gosh, I didn't know that she was a South Korean Canadian. Windsor, oh, I'm glad she got out. No offense to anyone from Windsor. I'm from Ottawa, so I know the pain. But okay, so she was born in Canada, but really only moved to Korea when she was 6 months old. What? She has triple citizenship, South Korea, Canada, and the Netherlands. Oh, Canadian father of Dutch descent. Ooh, interesting. That's such a cool background. Oh, interesting. So she debuted with IOI and then went solo after that. And Fast Forward's the only song that I've heard from Jeon Somi, but it looks like she had several popular songs on her XOXO 2021 album, and then from Birthday in 2019. But anyways, let's get back to Fast Forward and see what our critics had to say. So again, there were 4 appearances out of the 9 lists, where the highest ranking was at number 9 by Business Insider. So they said, as an easy to loop track that could have been ripped straight from 2017, not an insult, Fast Forward is about the attrition of finding your true love. And while Fast Forward isn't necessarily treading new ground in the global pop landscape, it's bringing back a sorely missed pop flavor to the K-pop scene. I agree. I'm really enjoying this pop flair that is coming back in K-pop, especially for girl groups, because I'm not a huge fan of the bubblegum pop sound. So when so many of these dance pop tracks were becoming more and more prevalent in K-pop, it just made my heart so happy. And Fast Forward was one of them. I have heard this song before. It was one of those songs, like some of the others on this list, that were just hard to avoid through just existing on the internet as a K-pop fan. However, I have not seen the music video, so we're going to be reacting to that today. I'm super curious to see what kind of choreography and concept that this music video has, and if it's going to match that high energy dance vibe of the song. So let's watch the music video. I like that like choppy hairdo that she has going on. Oh no! Going bowling. Oh no! A lot of emotions going on so far. Ooh. An interesting bike. And I love her eye makeup, the like intense eyeliner. Ooh. Oh. I love that bodysuit. Oh. Wow. So many different looks. Oh, and the green. Oh my gosh.
Fast forward.
That's such an interesting choice to have her by yourself. That's actually such a clever choice because, you know, when you're going through this almost identity crisis of how many lovers do I have to go through to get to you, to my one true love, you might find yourself trying on different identities. Because I think in order to kind of find your person, finding yourself and understanding yourself is a really big part of that. But I did remember seeing a study, we're getting really in the weeds now, about how basically the ideal way to find your ideal partner is by just dating a bunch of people in your late teens, early 20s. I could be very loosely paraphrasing because I think I remember listening to a podcast about that like 6 years ago. But yeah, back to what I was saying. I feel like it is a lot easier if you know yourself to find somebody because you have that stronger sense of who you are, so you have that stronger sense of what you're looking for. So she's almost like going through an identity crisis of sorts, not just for her lover, but for herself. Because, you know, at the start, it seems like she's like a schoolgirl who's crying. And then the next second, she's throwing a biker through the window. And then she's, you know, in this Gaga-esque outfit here, very ethereal and almost like a goddess-like on this horse. Oh, look. Yeah, she is. Look above you, I'm your goddess. But at the same time, she's kind of not taking herself too seriously, as evidenced by the chorus and the choreography there, which I kind of want to go back and watch again. You know, it's very fun, but it also feels like something you would want to replicate yourself. Which is probably why the song blew up and why I've heard it before. Oh. I love this choreography. And the crop tops, like, ooh. Oh. Taekwondo. She must do it then, right?
Fast forward.
See, now she looks cooler doing it when she's got all those backup dancers. This is so fun. And the kind of like voguing, you know, that like queer influence. I'm loving how many K-pop artists have queer coded choreography and just queer influences, period. They suck. Ignore them. All the braces.
Fast forward.
Oh, favorite part. Oh, the backup dancers there, that was so cool. The song is such a freaking bop.
Fast forward.
That was so fun. I really enjoyed this. Another identity. So which one is the true Jeon Somi? And again, much like with NMIXX and Roller Coaster, I feel like this has that 90s house influence in it that I'm so glad is entering the K-pop sphere like it has in 2023. Like, you know, this song would have popped off in the 90s in the UK. And spoiler alert, much like with Standing Next to You, Fast Forward is also going to be in my top 10 in my favorite K-pop songs of 2023 video. The sound just has such a special place in my heart. I grew up listening to this kind of music. My favorite artists of all time, K-pop or otherwise, create 90s house music. And kind of like that Business Insider article said, it's nothing absolutely groundbreaking, but does it need to be? No. And I really enjoyed getting to see her personality as well, which again, I knew nothing about. But I just get the sense from just the music video that she's super down to earth and probably really tuned into like pop culture and that sort of thing, especially with that like Vogue influenced choreography. Like, ugh, so good, so iconic. So this is really difficult because all of these songs are so fantastic, and I feel like 2023 absolutely slayed in terms of K-pop. I do have to put Fast Forward above Standing Next to You as #1 so far. All right, we're now going to move on to song number 9 on this list, which is Rover by Kai. Like all of the other songs so far, it appeared on 4 of the 9 lists, and its average ranking was 8.5, with the highest ranking coming from Paste, which put Rover at number 7 on their list. So Kai chose Rover, a close remake of a track of the same name from Bulgarian singer Dara, for the lead single on his 3rd EP. The EXO members' dancehall single exploded onto the K-pop scene when it was released in March, with seemingly every idol in the business taking part in the accompanying dancehall challenge, which is how I heard the song. Again, it was very hard to exist on the internet and not hear any of these top songs this year, because come on and hashtag me indeed. So I'm so curious how this came to be and how a remake of a Bulgarian song came about for Kai and what went into that decision. I'm very, very glad that decision was made, because this is a great song. It's incredibly catchy, and that Rove, I'm coming over, like, it's such an earworm. But just like with Fast Forward, I haven't actually seen the music video for this, so we're going to be reacting to that. And I've also really only seen the choreography from what has been in all of those TikToks, you know, because that's the thing. That's how I hear these songs, is when I see artists that I like doing covers either with Kai or on their respective channels. So I'm very interested to see what the concept is of the music video and what some of the other choreography is going to be like. So let's check it out. Also, let me know if I should get into EXO. Mr. Frank William. He's really captivating, isn't he? See, it's so hard not to sing along. It's interesting. The concept is like a lot brighter than I would have thought. Like, whose hair is he cutting? Oh, what happened to your shirt? Another identity, my goodness. This is kind of reminding me of Fast Forward in a lot of ways, of all these different identities. He just has so much charisma that just pops off the screen. You know what? In a lot of ways, he reminds me of Taemin, which is kind of funny because I feel like they are really good friends, and then also they were in Super M together, right? But I feel like now watching this music video and seeing Kai in a bit more detail, I in a way feel like if I squinted that I might get confused and think that I was actually watching Taemin and not Kai. And of course, I mean that as the hugest compliment, because just like Taemin, Kai is just like off the charts in terms of charisma, and they both have that like slightly androgynous quality about them as well. Yeah, I'm just very curious about the terrorization of that barbershop, and then, you know, moving on to the theater. I want to know what's gonna happen. Ooh, I'm also like getting a closer look at the lyrics of this, which I hadn't really seen much of before. Like, peel away the fake from the real, the truth for you. Some strong words from Kai there. Throwing away my name. the charisma is just absolutely dripping off of him. It's in your face. Just so captivating. Oh my. I hope he's okay, but I could very much understand that attitude as an idol of just like wanting to shed yourself of your identity and be free of all the nonsense. I can't even imagine what idols go through on a daily basis just existing. Like, you can't even go to the freaking grocery store to get some milk without being followed or harassed. Count me out. I could never be a celebrity. I feel like if this channel ever blew up, which it won't because I'm not interesting enough, I would just like boof, press that abort button so fast. So it's kind of interesting thematically going from Fast Forward from Jeon Somi about like trying to find your identity to Rover and trying to kind of lose your identity. An interesting like dichotomy there. But this just makes me want to watch more things from Kai, because just watching one music video, I'm like, okay, I get the hype. Like, I need more. But in terms of how Rover would compare to the other songs on this list as a package with the music video and with Kai as a human being, like, this is absolutely understandable why it's top 10 worthy. So I don't think it can touch Fast Forward and Standing Next to You. I did not put it as high as these two songs on my top 50 list, but the question is Roller Coaster. I think it's super, super close, but I'm gonna give the edge to Rover, if not just for, you know, its cultural impact that it had this year. But I think this is just proving that 2023 for K-pop was just like absolutely outstanding. But all right, I'm gonna take a quick break. I'm gonna refresh the lipstick, refresh the beverage, and then I will be back for songs 8 through 4 on this list. If you would like to check that video out, make sure to do so right here. So see you very shortly for part 2 of this series.